back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. And I just want to take a big moment here to thank everybody for your beautiful well wishes over the last week of my wedding. Thank you guys so much. It went beautifully. Your well wishes were very heartwarming and I truly appreciated them. So thank you guys so much for everybody who reached out on Instagram, on Etsy, here on YouTube. You guys are incredible. So thank you so much for being such a beautiful part of my soul family. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to this space. I do pick a card readings on this channel, so please join us. Pull up a chair and grab yourself a cup of tea or some snacks and we'll have a little bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather here at my table. So today I did a poll, and thank you so much to everybody who engaged in that poll. And today we're going to do the topic, should you walk away and give up on this connection? So we do have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the Happy Tarot and this beautiful little, I think it's a mum, chrysanthemum perhaps. I'm not sure. If you know what that is, let me know. It's kind of a purple, purpley white faded flower, beautiful flower. With the Happy Tarot. We have pile number 2 here with the pink rose. And pile number 3 with the traditional Rider-Waite with the pink carnation. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting for you today from Spirit. My timestamps will be listed below as always, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is, should you walk away and give up on this connection? Pile 1. Hello everybody in pile number 1. You were drawn to this beautiful little purpley white mum. I think it's a chrysanthemum, I'm not sure, or perhaps to the Happy Tarot here. And I just want to say thank you to Annika so much for this beautiful deck. You're so generous, so thank you so much for that. So pile 1, should you give up on this connection? Should you move on? Spirit will of course give you their advice, but I always encourage you to make your own decision, and they will support you in whatever pathway you choose. But they, of course, are very much, their job is to give their advice, to intercede whenever you ask them to. So they're going to give you their opinion on what would be best for you. Should you walk away? Should you give up on this connection? Pile number 1. Should pile 1 give up on this connection on their mind, please? We have here the 9 of Cups. So this is something you guys like really want. This is a wish. This is a dream. This is something that it may feel like it's a little bit beyond your reach even sometimes, but it is something you hold near and dear to your heart. You would feel pretty accomplished if you could achieve this connection potentially, or have this person in your life. It could feel that you feel like you have something missing without this person around as well. It's like that's the one missing link to your happiness. We have the Sun. Should group 1 give up on this connection? Should they walk away, Spirit? We have the 8 of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. You could be a Leo, potentially, or you could be an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Very strong Libra vibes right now, though. The 9 of Swords. Back of the deck is the 10 of Pentacles. Can we clarify, please, the 9 of Cups? Ooh. We have a bit of an explosion, and we have the World coming out for the 9 of Cups. It's like you feel like there's unfinished business here in this connection. And there's the Star card, Aquarius. We have the Judgment coming out for underneath the 8 of Swords, and we also have the Hermit here as well. And we're going to keep those together. The Moon. Oops, we've got some, it's too many spirits. We'll put those back. Can we clarify the 9 of Swords? We have the Ace of Cups. Back of the deck is the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Magician as well. in support of that Nine of Pentacles. There's a very strong message coming through Group 1 about you viewing yourself for what you are and for who you truly are, because this Nine of Pentacles is screaming to me that you should be so proud of who you are and what you accomplished all on your own, that you actually don't require anything else to make you feel fulfilled. This is one of the lessons you may have to learn in this lifetime, because the Nine of Pentacles does signify someone who has, achieved a certain amount of success, or achieved their position, achieved their ascension, all of their own merit. They have worked hard to get there. This Magician here is talking about being open and clear about the communication that you have with yourself, and especially about how you view yourself too, because sometimes I don't feel like you feel very powerful within this connection that you're asking about today. Oops, sorry with the wobble. There's a deep desire for reconnection. There's a deep desire for reunion here. And it's like we've put all of our eggs in that basket. It's like this is what will fulfill us. But Spirit's asking us actually to reflect, to take a step back and to really revisit this connection for a moment. Because they say that right this moment, it thrusts you into some anxiety. It thrusts you into sleeplessness. It doesn't put you in a place of positivity. And you're not seeing things 100% clearly with the Eight of Swords. You are really attached to the idea of this connection so much that sometimes it stops you from seeing your worth, your value, and what you're not receiving in the connection. And there is a very strong draw here, a very strong word from Spirit about reflecting upon what your worth is. To strip away some of these emotions that you're feeling for this person so that you can take a step back and be an observer, a conscious observer of like, well, if that was my friend and they were being treated like that, or they felt like this, how would I react to that? What would my advice be to them? Because Spirit is really, how they really put it across here is almost like a therapy session. They're saying they want you to come to the conclusions. They don't want to tell you what to do. They want you to come to the conclusion, and they're just trying to nudge you in that area, because they're saying that the hope that you're experiencing and wanting in this connection may be holding you back from your own potential, maybe holding you back from other opportunities, clarity of mind, other love offers that want to come in, that maybe you would be sort of closed-minded to because we're so focused on this connection. We also have a very heavy hitter here with the Queen of Swords, and she's being supported by the Moon, because again, another call for reflection for you, another call for us to look at the insecurities that this person could cause us sometimes. And she is a person who is not afraid to cut people out. If they're sending her in this area, if they're sending her to this future of anxiety, of worry, of stress, and blocking out our potential new opportunities, new offers, she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, because I'm valuable, I'm worthy, and I deserve every good thing. And I'm in control of my pathway here. So I'm going to insist upon that for myself. She doesn't mince words. She is a call for us to remove ourselves from the situation and to be open and honest with ourselves and whatever is holding us back, so that we can have these new opportunities of love coming in. Because what we feel like is missing for us, Spirit says we may not be able to find it within this connection. We may have to find it elsewhere. But it's like, after all of this pain, this beautiful rainbow, without the rain, we can't have the rainbow. So after all of this confusion, this sadness, once we see things clearly and perhaps sever ourselves from this connection, it's like everything starts to flow in our favor. We have new emotional opportunities. We have new emotional starts coming in for us. But there is a call here for us to potentially remove ourselves from the situation. As I often say, though, Spirit is not going to tell us what to do. They're always going to just encourage us in the right direction. Can you give some advice, please, for pile 1? You have the belonging card. And Janet Frame, I often say this in my readings about her and about what a beautiful writer she was, but she did struggle with some mental health issues, and her family did encourage her, or some may say place her in a mental institution where she did receive electric shock therapy and all sorts of terrible things. So when she came out of that state, she did have a skewed sense of belonging. Once she started to see things a little bit more clearly, and that's really what Spirit is showing for you here, is that once we strip away our emotions from the situation and see things objectively, we're going to have a skewed sense of belonging in this connection. We're going to see that maybe we deserve a little bit better, Maybe they're not up to our level. And that's what Spirit wants us to understand, is that it's not about us not being good enough for them. It's about them. Are they good enough for you? Are they good enough for you, truly? We have here freedom. So Spirit is definitely encouraging you to potentially step away from this connection. And of course, again, they're never going to force that upon you. They're always going to support you no matter what pathway you take. I often say that. But there's a lot of a lot of obvious cards coming in for us now at this point. We do have the Volcano card, and I did want to present to us upside down here on the back of that deck, which talks about potentially a pressure building inside of you that we may never get the chance to be satiated by. We may never get the chance to kind of have that release or that relief. I'm going to use this. It does have a little bit of profanity on it, so I'm going to try to curb that. Advice, please, for pile number 1. Believe what you see. We do have it looks like a shit show. Back of these cards say, face reality or live in a la-la land. It says choose bravely. It says you're a hot mess. Fact, clean yourself up. Now, again, these are very kind of in-your-face type of messages that are not really my style, but there are really strong messages about, you know, believing is seeing and taking the masks off here. Let's get a doorway for you, pile number 1. Should they stay or should they go, Spirit? Should they walk away from the connection? We have a stranger's grace. Ego fears the sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a loving stranger. And I do feel like that's connected to this other offer that wants to present for you in the future. On the other side of these revelations, on the other side of these bold truths that you may have to speak to yourself. And we do have a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. A beautiful gateway for you there. So Spirit is definitely encouraging you to expand. We have even the sacred lotus on the back of the deck. So expansion, movement, shifting from this connection and away from it. Let's get one of these. Advice for pile 1, please, regarding this connection. We have here enchanted forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. And it's like there's this tree that's like blooming. It's like we want it to bloom, we want it to grow, but it's these fears, these insecurities, and it's a reflection that's needed in order for us to truly come into our own. And it may not involve this connection at all. Spirit really sees you putting yourself in a place of abundance, and then at that point your new offer coming in. We do have apprehension as well, moving out into the world with doubt and fear. It's like we don't want to release it because we're worried about it slipping through our fingers. And Spirit wants us to know that if something is truly intrinsically ours, it will find its way back to us. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. A charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. If you're new to this channel, I do end each pile with a charm cast. We have the 5 of Swords. I have my own meanings, but of course I always encourage you to look at the charms and the messages in the bowl as they see fit to you. Okay, so we do have the 5 of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups and the Temperance card as your teeny tiny tarot in the bowl today. The 5 of Swords is indicating that this connection that you have on your mind right now, it may not have value to serve you in a way that will be happy and will lead you to your happiness, your productivity. It may not lead you to that spot because it does talk about a situation where there may not be a winner because somebody is refusing to step outside of their comfort zone. We have the Knight of Cups and the Temperance card as well. The Knight of Cups is showcasing another offer that's coming in that you may be a little bit hesitant to accept if you are unable or unwilling to sever yourself from this connection. They are letting us know, though, that this beautiful temperance, that joy is in the journey of our life, that we don't live for huge events, that we're not living our life just for reconnections or weddings or babies. We're not living our life just for those moments, that the joy is in the journey, and that when these offers present to you, these new love offers, these new opportunities, that it's okay to step into them. It's okay to take that detour that you didn't expect in life to take. Because it's through these detours, it's through this progression of these winding paths that we find our healing, that we find our joy, and that we are able to kind of hit that sunshine that wants to cascade over the hilltop there. Lots of charms in the bowl today. We do have the big sword of truth and justice. It's about being honest with ourselves. We have the rolling pin. It's like self-sacrifice or food service. We have the worker ant. And the worker ant is often a female energy. And there's a sense of like a female energy putting in more effort into the situation. We do also have, we have the butterfly of transformation here. We have a little wrench in our plans. We have K and Z. We also have Libra in the bowl. We have love on a foundation. So sometimes that charm shows up for me if there is somebody who is involved in some type of connection already. They've already started a foundation. We have the Christmas present. So December or Christmas could be significant. Watermelon. And we also have here Our Lady in the bowl. So there's motherhood. Motherhood here with Mary in the bowl. So you could be a parent, they could be a parent. Please take that as it resonates. All right, group number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. And if it did, I would love for you to please subscribe to this channel and join our beautiful soul family here that we are growing. Be sure to hit your notification bell and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And I offer that on a monthly basis. So congratulations to last month's winner. I also have an Etsy account for personal readings if you feel called to, and if you go there and it's empty, it just means I have sold out for that day, but I do relist on weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so keep checking back if you're interested. But I really hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a very beautiful day today. Take care. Hello everybody, in pile number 2, you were drawn to the beautiful pink rose, or to the Tarot of the Magical Forest, I believe it's called. I'm sorry there's somebody mowing their lawn outside now, so please bear with me. But the person on your mind, should you walk away and give up on this connection? What is Spirit's advice? Of course, they will never force any action upon you. They'll always support you no matter what pathway that you decide to walk down. But they are willing and waiting to give their advice. They see you pretty attached to this connection, though. Should you give up on this connection? What is Spirit's advice for pile 2, please? Should you walk away? We have the 3 of Cups here, starting out your reading. And this could be a friend that you're asking about. And it could be somebody that you're not in contact with at this time as well, because it does talk about reunions and the desires for that. So you might find yourself in no contact from this person or in separation in some way. Should you give up on this connection? We also have the Justice, Libra. I'm sorry about that noise. Oh my goodness. I hope it's not too loud for you. We have the King of Pentacles. So there could be somebody in this connection. This could be a third party, if I'm 100% honest, for somebody watching. That won't be for everybody, but it could be third party because there's somebody who could feel stuck in a role that they've put themselves in some type of institution. And it's not that they're not hungry for more or change. We have the apples here, which really shows that that position is not fulfilling them, but it's could be what stops them from being able to come towards you. So what is Spirit's advice? Should you walk away? Should you stay? 4 of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant. So there definitely could be an institution here that is getting in the way of this connection and of the ascension that you want to see. But Spirit, again, this is the second time they've showed me this 4 of Pentacles. And there's a very strong message about you're not ready. Somebody watching is not ready. It's like, here's the 8 of Pentacles. It's like, if you want ascension, okay. Spirit says, okay. If you want that ascension, okay. But we're going to have to put some effort into that. We're going to have to put some effort into whatever is holding us back. Can we clarify, please, the 3 of Cups? We have the Emperor. Somebody could be a father figure here with that Emperor. And with that King of Pentacles, there could be children involved. Please take that as it resonates. Again, not for everyone, but it is for someone watching. Seven of Wands. And it seems to be, could be the Divine Masculine's energy here. It could be the Divine Masculine's position that is the obstacle here. It's the role that they play. Because here's the Five of Swords. And there's a sense of like, if I try to step out of my position and push through these obstacles, it's going to create chaos for other people. It's going to create chaos for everybody involved. Should you walk away, Spirit? Should they give up on this connection? We do have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Magician. There's this feeling of like not feeling like I have any control over it. So somebody watching doesn't feel like they have any control over the trajectory of how this connection goes. It's like I don't feel like I have any power to wield here. It's like I'm in some sort of waiting stage, waiting zone, a limbo. We have the Five of Cups. Back of the deck is the Eight of Wands, and we have the Knight of Cups. Now, first pile was very cut and dry for me here. This pile, Spirit is saying that it's not about it being an impossibility. It's only an impossibility to ascend in this connection if you feel like it is. And Spirit says that you are feeling powerless. This person could also be feeling powerless as well. But they say that there can be movement here. There can be ascension here. But again, there has to be the effort and the vulnerability put forward. And we have to be willing to potentially step away from things that are not fulfilling us at this time. The Five of Cups, is showing how we feel like it's hopeless, which is why we could be maybe asking this question of Spirit in the first place, should I just give up because it feels so hopeless? But truthfully, it's all about perspective. They're not recognizing that these two cups are still sitting here. There is still possibility in this connection. There's still possibility for more ascension, but somebody's dragging their feet. It's like they want their cake and eat it too. They can't have both things. They can't have their security and where they're sitting right now and have movement here. Something has to give, and that's going to take a lot of time. That's the only thing that Spirit says is going to take some time here with the Knight of Pentacles. A moving energy, but sometimes frustratingly slow, because somebody's really focused again on what they perceive to be obstacles, but are actually in fact a responsibilities or roles that they have placed themselves in. I feel like this could have been a friendship situation that should have evolved. And now that possibility of evolution seems bigger and bigger and bigger. But now there's all of these other practical concerns in place that maybe weren't even a thing back then. Weren't a thing back then when it should have evolved. But now there's like more complications. There's more things to rifle through. But again, Spirit says this is not an insurmountable situation. We just need to be willing to speak our truth and be open and honest about what we want and not drag our feet. And again, Spirit says you're not really ready to let it go at this point. They're saying you're not ready to let it go. But what we want to see is we want to see the Magician up top, because all of these cards are my main cards and these are just my supports at the bottom. So we want to see this powerful Magician. We want to see you feeling powerful and this person even potentially feeling powerful in your position to make waves, to make change, to make the ascension happen. And so there needs to be a bit of a shift in the mindset here. And there needs to be some movement and communication. For some of you, it may actually take a physical move. You could be living far apart from this person, and it's about communicating our feelings regardless of where we think it's going to end up, regardless of what the consequences will be, because the Knight of Cups comes forward with a love offer, but he does it in vulnerability. He pushes through. He's sometimes fearful to step out, but this is a valuable opportunity, and opportunities evolve dependent on the effort and energy we feed into that opportunity. So Spirit doesn't say that this is insurmountable. They say it's challenging and it's going to take time, but they say you're not ready. You're not ready to give up on it anyway. But if you were not ready to give up on it, they say you can have ascension, but we have to be responsible for our own ascension in this case. Let's get a bit of clarity here. Can you clarify, please, that Hierophant? Nine of Wands, yep. Nine of Pentacles as well. the Emperor and the Strength. So Leo energy, very strong. Emperor energy, we've got the Taurus. We've got very strong Taurus, actually. Libra energy too. We've got the Leo here with the Strength, another Taurus energy. And there is this really strong message about how no one's going to do the work for us here. Spirit's very adamant about that, you know, this is our show. They're just here to support us. This is our book. We're writing it down as we go. And no one's going to come in and make this, put in the necessary effort to change except for us. This is particularly the Divine Masculine here really needs to kind of pull himself up by his bootstraps and really dig in deep to how much effort he's willing and able to put in to kind of do things afraid, to step out of comfort zones, potentially out of this position even, which again, they're not trying to negate or minimize the effort or the fear involved in that effort. They just want us to know that if we want to see ascension, we have to do it. We have to do it afraid. We have to do it ourselves. We have to put ourselves in a position that we're going to be proud of. And it's not all on you. It's also on the the counterpart energy here. So if you are resonating with the Divine Masculine, this is also, you know, a message for the Divine Feminine and vice versa. But they say it's not insurmountable. I'm sorry, I'm getting a cold. But it's not insurmountable. It's just, it's going to require effort. It's going to require a lot of effort, is what Spirit keeps saying to me. And they do see a hesitation in putting forth that effort, particularly from the Divine Masculine here. Advice, please, for pile 2. Oops. Advice, please, for pile number 2. Should you give up on this connection? We do have the teacup. The teacup is a symbol of rest, ease, and expanding the mind. Expanding the mind, deciding what we're capable of doing, and then putting in a practical plan in effect in order to achieve that goal of expansion. And we have bravery. Just like the Strength card, it's not about being unafraid. Everybody's terrified all the time. Let's be honest. We're all terrified all of the time, but it's about pushing ourselves past that point and doing things afraid. And they're not, again, they're not minimizing it, because for some of you watching, this is big stuff. There's a lot to kind of weed through here, and it's going to take time. There's the Snail card with the Knight of Pentacles right in the center. There is a lot of time that will need to be invested and utilized as well. That's what Spirit keeps being very adamant about. They keep telling me, you know, we're not waiting for things. We're living our life. That's what we should be doing. We're not waiting. We're living. That's what we should be doing. I'm going to give some advice from this deck here. It's the Unicorn. It's not a tarot. It's an oracle, but it is kind of, there's a lot of curse words in it. So just bear with me. Advice, please, for pile 2, please. It says, make better fucking choices. And we have, you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. These cards are a little in your face, a little bit more in your face than I would ever be. So take that as it resonates, but that really is a 9 of Wands card, isn't it? It's about not putting ourselves in positions that we have to struggle out of. And then once we do find ourselves in those positions, because we always do, it's about having the fortitude to be able to push ourselves out of it. It says, eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. So get grounded. Time to take better care of yourself so you feel more equipped to handle, you know, any obstacle that's in front of you. Back of the deck says, stop trying to change people. That shit never works. On the back of that deck. Work on yourself. That's what Spirit wants us to understand, is to work on ourselves in that moment. Advice, please, for pile number 2. Give up on this connection. Walk away. We have Buffalo Abundance. You are provided for in all ways. When we focus on abundance, when we expect abundance to be waiting for us, the universe will sort of usher in beautiful, like-minded energy here. And it's also a beautiful card to sort of apply pressure to these obstacles that we feel like are in place in this connection, because that buffalo can plow through anything. I just got this image of Red Rover. I don't know if you ever played that as a kid. Red Rover, I call Amanda over, and then somebody comes charging through just to break the chain. That's what I just keep seeing in my mind. Bare boundaries, stand your ground. So when you know that you want something, it's about refusing to quit it. And that's exactly what Spirit showed me instantly with this Four of Pentacles earlier, is the fact that you're not ready to leave here. It says, accept your follies and find the teaching in them, the wise fool. And that's how we ascend. We're supposed to make mistakes. If we never made mistakes, we would never learn anything. But it's about recognizing that whatever has brought us to this point is not working. So it's about making a plan that does make sense towards those goals. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. Actually, you know what? First, I'm going to get you a doorway card. I did get a doorway card for pile 1, and I want to give you guys one too. A doorway card for pile 2, please, Spirit. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So if you are ready to move forward, then that's completely within your control as well. But the change here does still have to apply to whatever is currently in place. Oops. We have begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here in the present moment. And divine guardian, do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. You are provided for in every way. The art of life, back of deck. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin and let your love dance in sight. It's about revealing yourself. It's about bravery. It's about charging towards what you know you want. It's about taking control of the situation. Now we will do your charm bowl, pile 2. What can you tell? Whoops, Spirit advice for pile number 2. We have the 4. That's what they say, the 4 of Wands. That's a very connected card that leads us to celebration and reasons to celebrate. This is a gateway. There is still hope in this connection. We have the Fool. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. There's the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is all about that effort. We saw that earlier show itself as a sort of mid-back of deck energy. And that is what we require when we have opportunities in front of us. The Fool reverse can talk about feeling like I don't have the power to make change, feeling unprepared to put in the necessary work, and that could be where you're sitting right this moment. But always remember that energy is always in evolution. We're evolving beings, and we can put effort into this fear. We can put effort into this feeling of being not prepared for the change that is needed, not prepared for perhaps for some of you watching, some really big shifts that need to come in order for this connection to come about. But that's the old adage, you know, if something is worth having, it's worth that effort that you're guided to take, because this is a gateway. There is potential here in this connection for happiness, for celebration. We have Wish, and we have the word dance. I always think of the Garth Brooks song, The Dance, when I see that. And it's such a beautiful song. If you've never heard that song, you should check it out. It's a beautiful song. It makes me cry every time. We have the Snake. We have X, so this could be an X that you are asking about. We also have E. We have the Rose of Hope, because all hope is not lost in this pile. We have the rolling pin, which can be a symbol of somebody who is in some sort of domestic situation or work in food service. We have the Chariot with the bicycle and the heart, the empty heart. We also have the 2 music notes. Could indicate a soulmate type of connection, songs perhaps bringing you right back to a time and place. And we have the cactus, which is a symbol of things blooming, things thriving despite disconnect. So you could very well be completely disconnected from this person at this time. All right, group number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. And if it did, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I would love for you to check out my Instagram page and to check out my Etsy account for a personal reading if you feel called to. And if you head over there and it's empty, it just means I have sold out from the previous day, but you can check back. I do update the shop daily at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or around there. I try to hit the 2 p.m. mark, but it's hard sometimes, guys. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back to visit me here at the Tarot Cottage. Hello everybody. In pile number 3, you were drawn to the beautiful pink carnation and to the Rider-Waite Tarot here, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, should you give up on this connection? Should you walk away? Spirit will, of course, give you their advice, but they will never force the decision upon you, and they will support you no matter what path you choose to take in this connection. So what is their advice, though, Spirit? Let's try that again. We'll shuffle again. What is your advice for pile 3? Should they give up on this connection? Should they walk away? You've got a lot of things going on here. Like, this is causing a lot of deep-seated insecurity for someone. Sleeplessness, feelings of jealousy, feelings of competition even. Should you give up on this connection? Which could maybe thrust you into this mindset of like, this isn't healthy for me, I should give this up. But let's see what Spirit has to say. We have the 7 of Cups here starting out your reading. Should you give up on this connection? Should you walk away? 3 of Wands. We have the Tower. The Queen of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Cups. Back of the deck is the Page of Wands. Should you give up on this connection? Let's clarify this row, please, Spirit. So we have the Fool with the 4 of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. The King of Cups. The 10 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. And we have the Death card. Back of the deck is the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. I do want to clarify that 9 of Cups, please, Spirit. Should you walk away? Clarifying the 9 of Cups, please. And the 10 of Wands. You feel like the world almost is on your shoulders here. It's like you're carrying the brunt of this. And then we have the Queen of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles. So there is a call here, group 3, for you to have a bit of an epiphany of sorts, because there's a sense here of you maybe not trusting your intuition or blocking some of your intuition with this Page of Swords. Here's the 9 of Wands. There's a frustration building inside of you. And you can even see the 9 of Wands that there's this bandaged head around him because he is worse for the wear. He's been through so much that's painful, what he's had to endure here. It's painful having to wait for what we want in this connection. And we feel potentially like an outsider, a watcher, to this person's experience. And I don't know if maybe somebody in this connection is in a very strong foundation, or there could be marriage involved. Please take that as it resonates. But there is just so much burden upon someone in this connection about not knowing when this reunion is going to happen, because it does feel like it's in disconnect. It feels like somebody has responsibilities elsewhere, but they're still focusing on change and want in another situation. So please take that as it resonates. But the Tower in this case is really talking about epiphanies that need to come in. Needs to come in for the querent, needs to come in for the person as well, because it's not that there's not mutual feelings here, but there is like, I just heard in my head that it is what it is at this very moment. And there's so much confusion here and uncertainty and fantasy about what we want in this connection, because somebody wants it really, really bad, and that's why they can't release it. And I do feel like you want it so badly, you can't release it. And it's easier to keep that fantasy because that's something safe and tangible. It's like, I have this person in my dreams. I have them at that safe place. But it also stops us from being able to pursue other things. It stops us from being able to step out in vulnerability with other people. And we do see this call for action in the future here about epiphanies that come in to sort of clarify and to strip away some of the emotion that we've attached to the connection. We do have the 10 of Wands, and then we have this Queen of Swords in support, and it is with the Death card. So there is a call here for us to put an end to this. There is a call here for us to walk away and to, and I don't like to use the term like cut our losses, but the Queen of Swords is not afraid to cut people out of her life, out of her situation, that are not serving her right this moment, because she knows her worth, she knows her value, and she knows what is not serving her. And if someone in this connection is not willing to step out of their comfort zone, and for some of you, for someone watching, I almost feel like it's the person watching that is in a position here that they can't imagine getting themselves out of. And it's like, this is such a deep wish, but you don't know how to get yourself out of this situation without causing some type of tower moment, and you're not prepared to do that at this time. And so Spirit is asking you to sort of let this connection go, because it's not serving you. It's not serving you at this time. And the 9 of Pentacles here, and there's the Queen of Wands. First of all, the Queen of Wands doesn't like waiting either, but the 9 of Pentacles is about putting effort in to our position that we create. We create the position we're in by the effort we put in. And Spirit wants us to take the lead here and to have firm boundaries and say no when we feel this burdened. And Spirit sees the burden. It's coming up twice. When we feel this burdened by the connection, they're asking us to potentially release it. The Death card doesn't talk about deaths. Well, it does, but for me, I'm very clear about my guides. I don't like to talk about that, the physical death, but it is about a shift and a change of state. It is about moving from one realm to another, and it's about you being at the helm of that movement. You being responsible for the shift. So they are encouraging you to release this connection if you feel called to. Of course, they're not going to, again, they will not make this decision for you. They're going to support you, even if you decided to hold on to it. But they are saying that it is quite a heaviness on your shoulders. And it's like you can't even show it. She's wearing a mask too. It's like you have to hide this burden that you feel. And that takes a toll on our energy. That takes a toll on us individually. And we're ushering, the present being that beautiful gateway, that opportunity to create the future. We're ushering this hidden frustration and bringing that into the future. So they're encouraging you to release the burdens that you feel. And if this connection is a part of that burden, they are asking you to allow it to transition. Let's get some advice cards here, though, from Spirit. They also really showcase you in a beautiful position after the fact, though. After we clear the air here, after we have that epiphany moment where we're very open and honest with ourselves, we have this position of like, I'm really happy with where I brought myself. There's a message of self-love coming in. Advice, please, for group number 3. Should they give up on this connection? We have the Humanity card. You can see in her hand that she is holding onto an egg that is cracked open. And the egg is that symbol of potential. It's a symbol of what is possible in this connection. And this one has been broken open, where a lot of the potential has already leached out. It could have something to do with this foundation, this tree, that, is a beautiful tree of abundance, but it almost seems haunting, doesn't it? It almost seems like that's part of the burden that somebody in this connection carries. Advice for group 3, please. Give up on this connection or hold on. We have mushrooms. The mushroom cards is coming out, and we have the knife. Oh, it feels like it's painful to even think about severing yourself. It's like you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like it's hard because there's a permanent type of love here, and there is this, the King of Cups can really represent that divine counterpart that we're all hoping for, the amount of emotional happiness that we're all sort of seeking. So it's like a painful loss to you. Spirit is saying, though, that this slow growth is not just about the path that we find ourselves on now and perhaps growing impatient with waiting, but it's also about the slow growth that will happen as far as healing for you once you step outside of this. If you choose to. Advice, please, for group number 3. We have Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing and reflection. I feel like there's a lot of confusion here for you too about how this person feels. I feel like somebody hasn't had the opportunity to express themselves. And we have yin yang, creating harmony through balance. Back of the deck says moonlight, travel, romance, and potential. But it's cascaded in this moon imagery, and it's all this call for reflection. We have the call for reflection up here as well, because there is a need to sort of, there's a need for an epiphany to come in. Because of the confusion that exists here, it's feeding into our own confusion, and the Tower is talking about that confusion, the need for us to see things clearly and kind of strip away some of the emotion that we have attached to this person and to this connection, because this Tower is twofold. We need the epiphany, but we're also worried about something crumbling here as well. And we have attached a pretty strong meaning to this person. We have, you know, for somebody watching, it's like we've decided this is the soulmate that we're looking for. This is our person. So the idea of severing ourselves from it, very, very painful. It feels like an actual, and I just got a pain in my head, actually. It feels like a actual death. It feels like something very painful. I'm going to use this deck here, this Unicorn Oracle. It does have some curse words in it, so I'm just warning you for those of you who are sensitive. We have shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. And we have forgive, let that shit go. It's about moving forward. It's about release. And we have shut your mouth and listen, and it says stop talking. Spirit wants to talk to you. They say that you're so burdened sometimes by this connection, or so burdened by the insecurity of not knowing where it's headed, not knowing when it's going to come into reunion. And the desire is so great too, that sometimes we fail to see or fail to hear the intuitive messages that are coming in. This failure to pay attention to our intuition. Advice, please, for pile number 3 when it comes to this connection. Should they give up on this connection? Badger, perseverance, dig in and see it through to completion. And that's the thing. And here we are saying maybe you should sever yourself. And here's the Badger, dig in and see it through to completion. We have here Hawk, focus, choose your priorities, eliminate all distractions. Back of the deck says decisiveness, make a decision and take appropriate action. So there's a message coming through. Someone watching is not prepared for this message. They're like, I'm not letting this go. I'm not severing it. I'm not ready to let this go because this is such a profound wish. I don't want to release it, even if it is a burden. It's like, I'm not ready for that. And Spirit says that if that's the case, and that's why we start these readings the way that we do, that, you know, they won't decide for you, but they will help you navigate the consequences of those decisions, because they say if you're responding to that message that you're not ready, and that this is not, that you have your heart set on this, they say that it's time for us to create a plan of action. It's time to make a decision about what we're willing to face and do in this connection, and put that, it's like putting our money where our mouth is, I guess, in a sense, because somebody's worried about this tower falling, but that may be the exact caveat of change that needs to happen to get the ball rolling if you aren't ready to put this to bed, if you aren't ready to move forward. And the ball is in your court. It is always your decision. Let's get a charm bowl for you, group number 3. Advice from Spirit about this connection, walking away, staying put. Should you release it? We have the 3 of Swords. And it was coming out reversed as well with 4. Yeah, somebody's not ready. There's a 9 of Cups. It's like, I don't like your message of maybe I should let this go. Even if logically we know that, you know, we should let it go, or it may be best for us to let it go. It's like, we're not ready to let this go. And that's, if this is your show, we are just living in it. There could be third party here with the 3 of Swords. But more importantly is this almost a hoarder mentality with the 4 of Pentacles. It's like, I can't release this connection, but I'm also could be holding on to something that I've already built up, some sort of foundation. So it's like, I'm stuck between this rock and a hard place. Do I step outside of this position and go towards what I want and create heartbreak? Do I create my own heartbreak by avoiding moving towards the situation, moving towards what I want? So it's kind of a conundrum about desire and want and action. Sometimes what we should be doing and what's best for us is not what we want to be doing. We do have the letter T today twice, and Q, QT maybe. We have the 3 music notes. The third party could be a factor here. We have I love you with the infinity, and that's a strength charm, and that's what we need when we need to make a decisive choice and make a pathway towards change. We need to make a decision and use strength to push that chariot. We have here, I always think of France when I see that. I don't know why, as it resonates. We also have, it looks like a little fleur-de-lis or something. We have a lipstick, which is my symbol for seduction. We also have the microscope. So you could feel like you're under a microscope. You could feel like you are putting this person under a microscope as well. It could also have a work connection for you. We have our Lord on the cross here, so there could be a Catholic connection with the crucifix. 9 of diamonds is the 9 of pentacles, and we have the 9 of pentacles here. So there could be a connection with your position or their position. It also is a reminder from Spirit about how we put ourselves in places of abundance. We are the ones who usher in that abundance for ourselves. And we have the dragonfly. The dragonfly is a symbol of transformation, but it's also a symbol about being hungry for that transformation. So if we want to see shifts here, Spirit says there could be a lot of sacrifices that we have to make, and we need to be willing to face those tower moments and willing to face the consequences on the other side of that. But there is, again, a strong message here. And I do deal with collective energy here, so it's important to remember that there's lots of energies floating in and out, but there is a message here about severing ourselves from anything that is burdening us, removing ourselves from situations like that are not cohesive to our transformation that we want to see within ourselves. But it is your show and it is your decision, pile 3. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your story in the comment section, and I would love for you to subscribe to our channel and join our beautiful family here. Please hit your notification bell if you drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my Instagram where I offer a chance to win a free mini read, and you can check out my Etsy shop for a personal reading if you feel called to. If you go there and it's empty, it just means that I have sold out from the previous day, but I do update the shop every day at 2 p.m. so keep checking back. But I do hope that you come back here on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.